on her up first, going to be seeing an aspect buff to Aspect of Pride. Enfeeble, the passive, your stacks are no longer reset if your abilities deal damage to a different god.
Yeah, so this one stacks based off your basic attacks hitting the same god. It felt weird that your abilities hitting another god caused it to reset. So if you were fighting someone and then you leapt in to be aggressive and you clipped like the enemy like support and knocked them
On her
dead,
aspect is just
you
always
actually
going to be worse
stacks
than
it.
base
Yeah,
on
it
her
didn't
until
feel
they do
great.
something a little bit different.
Now it's only if your basic attack, it either has to fall off or your basic attack has to hit.
Late game on her
your
can be pretty
abilities
insane if like
are
the
relevant.
enemy
And
solo
your ult
laner's just
actually doesn't
inting at
last
you
long
and you
enough
can just
to
auto
use
attack them
your stacks
15
now, so
times
you can have
straight.
ult and still have your stacks,
Nice.
which is cool.
For the most part,
All
consistency
right, Bach is up
matters
next,
way
also
too much
seeing an
for this to
aspect
matter.
buff. Chug, we're going to be increasing the bonus strength that you get from the one. And then aspect of Revelry's Chug, we're increasing the buff duration and now matches base Bacchus as well.
I think that the Chug one, the increased bonus strength, is also aspect only. I'll have to double check.
Cool.
But essentially, this is a focus on the aspect. We wanted to make the strength component of it more impactful. And then we thought that
Decent change.
Kernanos up next, going to be seeing an aspect buff. General first, a bug fix for Shifter of Seasons for both. We fixed a tooltip issue where the fall stance stated that it reduced percent protections. It should and has been actually reducing protections by a flat amount.
Yeah, the tooltip was
Wow.
just had a percent there if that was errant that it shouldn't have had. It's always worked this way, so should be good to go there.
Yeah.
The cooler part is the aspect change.
Yes, so Shifter of Seasons, increasing the summer
just a
base
buff.
damage, increasing the fall protection reductions.
This is
increasing
cool.
the base
This
winter
horn
slow,
change
and
or horn
increasing
charge
the
is
winter
actually pretty
slow
cool.
direction. But horn charge now also applies your Shifter of Seasons effects.
Yeah, this aspect has been really interesting. There's a few meme cases where it's really good, but overall it's been struggling. And one aspect we thought we could make it better is that one, Shifter Season just is more impactful generally for the aspect, which is just an interesting space to play in.
That's
but
cool.
Also making Horn Charge actually apply the Shifter Season effect, because that's the main thing you're trying to do. You're trying to
getting
dash
those
a whole bunch of
resets,
targets.
I don't
You
think
can
it's
now dash through
broken.
and apply a stronger version of the
But
protection
this,
reduction or
this
stronger
it's a good buff to it.
Cool.
It's a really good buff to it.
Next, we have got Mercury. Up next, Mercury released. He had some issues, got a lot of feedback that he was feeling maybe just a little bit under the radar, a little bit
Does that even
underwhelming.
help him that
so
much?
Going to be seeing a couple buffs here. Fastest God Alive.
I mean,
passive.
he's an
Gonna be
ult-reliant
increasing
character
the bonus
now,
damage per stack.
'cause his
And then
auto
Sonic Boom
damage is
gonna be
pretty
decreasing
underwhelming.
The cooldown, and it goes down as you rank up the ability.
Yeah, so his release, he had a few bugs.
I
He had a
guess.
few things where his scaling wasn't being considered the way that it should have been. So he released it
I'm
like
thinking-
42%,
Yeah.
43% win rate,
Are-
which is really, really low. Like
Thank you.
generally,
I wonder
anywhere
if,
from 47 to 53 is about the range. It's like fair depending.
I
on
wonder
how
if you just
the
go
character
ability
is.
based
So he's definitely
Mercury
struggling.
now.
After we fixed all those things, he's doing a lot better now. He's closer to like 48%.
Nice. That's a good jump.
So that's a big jump there. But
Like
we think that he has more
Techo-
room to go up. Sonic Boom, this
Techo,
cooldown, it was one thing we were
Pendulum,
concerned
and you,
about
like,
in
double
the
one.
for him was if that his ultimate could
Crusher,
cross long
Heartseeker.
distance
It
and
probably
fire
is
the
just
CC,
better, to be
really
honest.
Strong. We think that he can get the reduced cooldown on it.
Erendite
Spike
would be
one,
good on him.
As well as Fastest God Alive can just contribute more damage.
Nice. All right, Thor going to be seeing some changes here. His non-aspect version. his base version. So Mjolnir's attunement is going to be seeing increased strength scaling. Berserker's Barrage is going to be seeing
Really
Oh my
buffing Thor.
goodness.
Okay.
and then aspect of Thunderstruck does not gain the above scaling increases. So really
Yes.
just base Thor getting a buff.
Yeah, base Thor. It's interesting.
And we
'cause
don't need
he's-
Thor to
he's
be
had a-
better.
He's swinged a little bit in how strong he was, and in the last few patches, he's actually been like on the lower end. Again, we were talking about like 47%. He's like 45, 46. Like, and his aspect version is definitely the way that you're gonna play him. Some of that is because there's other assassins in the meta that are really pushing him down. Pele is the notable example. She'll be on this list later. But we think that he has.
Or
some
is a
room to
good
go up
matchup
just
into
because of
Pele.
the
I don't know why
ability.
that's so bad.
So yeah, non-aspect buff should help him out a lot.
Cool. All right.
That's weird.
Moving right
It's just
along.
serrated.
Scylla
Serrated's just
up
OP,
next,
and he doesn't
gonna
use
be
serrated
seeing
very
a
well.
Non-aspect nerf and an aspect.
It's a
buff.
serrated
So
issue.
Crush for non-aspect. Going to be seeing a decrease
Non-aspect
in the intelligence
nerf.
scaling
We're
and a
nerfing-
decrease in the magical protection debuff. But aspect of the Devourer is getting some new fun.
Wait, they're nerfing Zilla?
Your quick learner
Yeah.
passive, you now gain 1
That's
mana
insane.
regen per max ability.
I think that character
And then
weak is-
Imamon, you now gain 5
Well, she was
mana
pretty
regen when
balanced
this ability reaches max
when she
rank,
was released,
we
and then they
increase
nerfed
the
her,
damage
and then
scale.
they nerfed her again, and now they're nerfing her a
Scylla doing
third
really,
time.
really well. Also super popular. We think that her crush was just doing a little too much. This is a really light nerf in the grand scheme of things. The main thing here is actually
character
focus on
literally
the
feels
aspect
so
of
weak.
power that-
Yeah.
that changes the
Like
way that you
I
build
throw
up
abilities at
your
somebody
build.
and it does like
and we just think it's taken too
half
long
of their
to get there,
health,
so
the full build, and I'm like,
increasing
what
mana
the
regen, some more
Yeah,
mana
she
regen
does
on
not
max
feel
rank.
too
And we're
great.
also just increasing
Or
the
And
any
they're
other
kind
mage
of-
in the game kills them.
They're
ultimate
crazy
buildup.
buffing her
It's going to be way more impactful, and that
aspect,
memory gen is
too.
just basically going to act as a way.
She's
of,
gonna ult a
even
ton.
if you're not necessarily landing hits or you're not able to land as many hits, you will be making progress.
You're still
towards
getting something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to getting your ultimate. So should help this aspect out a ton.
Aladdin.
Oh, this is what I like to see.
This is your baby.
Yes.
Lots of changes to Aladdin. He's going to be seeing a slew of nerfs to Kufik Invocation and Into the Lamp. There's a lot here. I'll let chat kind of absorb it.
Yes.
I'm not going to read everything. Pon, just tell me what's going on with Aladdin.
So this is the beginning of the list I was talking about at the top of the show, where
This is a really
there
good
have
nerf
been
to
a
his
few characters
one.
that have been on the top bans, and we've seen them respond.
Because
to
his
nerfs, but
poke
generally
late
they
game
stay
is
at
just
top
so
ban level.
insane.
And so this is the nope. We're gonna if we need to buff them later, we can,
Yep.
but we're gonna try and be generally pretty aggressive.
And
about
this is
moving
really
to the
good
top
too.
ban.
You can
Aladdin
actually
here
go
is
into
getting
Aladdin's
general
lamp and
damage
kill him
and
now.
scaling nerfs. I think the one that really needs more explaining is probably the Into the Lamp. This non-combatant.
I know
damage.
all your legalese
Yes.
that you wrote in the ability description.
So for those that don't know, if you go
His
into
all-in
the
is
Lamp with Aladdin,
even
you're
crazier.
considered
Well,
a
his all-in
combatant.
is risky.
And if someone comes in to help you, they're considered a non-combatant. And so they
'Cause you
actually
cannot
have a
trade with
damage
Aladdin
penalty. They don't
if he
deal
doesn't
with
wanna get
damage
traded
from the
with.
combatants, and they take more damage from the combatants. So someone coming in to help you can actually, they might not be able to contribute as much as they think. They might actually be more liable to die.
Yeah.
Because the focus of the show is really the 1v1, but this was just too intense for what it was doing. It was often baiting really bad scenarios. A lot of people kind of learned that like going in to help can sometimes just be a super big death trap, and it really shouldn't be. We kind of want there to be that push and pull of people feeling like they can join but debating. So this being reduced just generally means that there's more incentive for more people to enter the lamp, which can help out the Aladdin player. But it also means that just generally, if you have a numbers advantage, so let's say like Aladdin ult someone and then like 3 people can come help that person that Aladdin got ulted. Aladdin had a pretty good chance of potentially killing all of them because of the damage taken penalty.
Actually crazy.
They couldn't quite really burst down Aladdin. Now it's going to be a lot harder in that situation.
I'll take Aladdin lamp should only be a 1v1.
Next,
No, I like that you
Artemis,
can enter it.
actually performing quite well, so she's going to be seeing a nerf just to suppress the insolent.
Why is Artemis?
Decrease in the strength scaling.
Yeah, she was actually like she had like an outlier position.
Artemis nerf?
So we just wanted to make sure we took a little.
Yeah,
bit
I haven't seen Artemis.
this
Is that
probably
character OP?
What?
No, I don't see her.
It affects different characters differently, and we
She
just
must
think
just be
that- we'll
dominating
see if
like
this
the
needs to
mid-level
hold,
queues.
But she spiked in a way that we were not anticipating. So this is kind of a preventative measure to make sure that like she's staying in line with everyone else.
Yeah, that's a
Up next, we have
Weird
Awelish,
nerf.
another jungler.
Another
that has been at the top of the
Awelish
ban
nerf.
list for a really long time. Going to be seeing a few nerfs
Wait.
here to initiative, decreasing the strength and basic attack power bonus that you get from the passive.
Oh, she's gutted.
increasing
She's
the
terrible.
multiplier, and then gravity surge, decreasing the stun duration on that.
Yeah,
No way this
so
character
is that
it
good.
matters
bad.
a little bit. DR will largely have kicked in and made it reduce, but this just means this is essentially the quickest we can make the stun so that you have most time to react.
Increased damage
Outside of
multiplier
this
and basic
initiative,
attack chain
there's
is
a lot of
so,
things
so,
that
so
allows
bad
the
for
person to
her.
have a
Like,
chance
what
to
the
react.
Well, it's also
Combine that with
decreasing her
feather step,
strength and
especially,
basic
like,
attack power
even
from
go
her
for the
passive.
1.5
She
multiplier
sees
and
you
still
for
get
less
chunk really
time when
hard.
she ults
We want to
you.
give you more.
Bro,
of a
this
work rate
character
in
is
that
gonna
range of
stink.
it.
That character is very bad now. Wow.
We actually-
All right, Ganesh.
That is
Aspect nerf up
crazy.
next. A lot of feedback on this one that I've been seeing around the community and on social media. So, aspect of the triumphant, we're going to be increasing the cooldown and removing the slow debuff.
Yeah, so the ultimate contributes a lot of damage. This being on a longer cooldown means that, especially with things like Spear of Desolation, you're not going to be able to get it reset nearly
Or
as
the
quickly.
world.
Wow.
Stone,
Yeah. And
That is
remove
a
the slow debuff.
huge
That's a
nerf to
teamfight
Ganesh.
utility for a more supporty character. We're just keeping the damage cage being a damage cage and meaning that you.
By
won't
the way,
contribute
my
that
idea.
type of
I told him to
CC
remove the
fight
slow.
with this aspect.
By the way.
Cool. All right, up
Is a
next,
massive nerf,
Guan
though.
Yu seeing an aspect nerf to aspect of the general.
Why the
Battle
nerfing
Fervor
is passive?
We're going to be decreasing the intelligence per stack, decreasing the intelligence at max stacks, and then decreasing the intelligence bonus. At
Dude, they're
max
nerfing
stacks.
too many things.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
put
be
a
honest.
little, like,
We
here's
need
what-
buffs
here's
on
what people
the
do.
shittier things.
Well,
After the
they
general
tried to
is
do that
just
the last couple
generally a better way
patches.
to play Guan Yu right now. This aspect's
The
been
problem
performing,
is
and it's
these gods that they're
a lot of
nerfing
free intelligence
are gods
means
that are just getting
you're not
banned a
really
ton, is
making
what they
the
said.
trade-off between, do I want to build more intelligence?
Like, these
between
gods are
just
sitting at.
between
I know
healing
Aladdin
and
was sitting at
building
like
my team, or do I wanna be the
almost
frontline
60%
and so
ban
now
rate, which is just
you're not
insane.
relying
Yeah,
on
but,
that
like,
just free
I don't know.
intelligence
Just buff other
from
stuff, man. I hate.
They've tried.
when
I
all
think
the-
it's good to nerf the stuff that's
All right,
been
Loki
good
up
for a
next.
while.
Hey,
We were
Yeah, this is
actually going
similar
through with the Loki
to,
nerf.
Artemis. where after the strength changes and we've
I
seen
mean,
some things
bro.
level out, he just spiked really hard in his win rate. And again, the strength adjustments were largely healthy for a lot of characters, but for some characters who had a really high amount of scaling in their kits and just the way that they utilize it, it made them spike up higher than intended. So this is just taking the edge off of it. Again, compared to some of the other nerfs we're doing for the other top band characters, this will matter, but it's not going to kill the character. But we think that we need to take the edge off of Loki.
Yeah. All right, and then Pele is up next. You mentioned a little bit earlier on in the show that she was going to be on this list, receiving a nerf to Everlasting Flame, the passive, decreasing the lifesteal. Eruption's going to be seeing a decrease to both the inner and outer strength
Honestly,
scaling, and then Volcanic Lightning, the ultimate.
She got off kind of
decreasing
light.
the
This
initial
character
hit
is
damage.
pretty OP.
Yeah, Pele, another really
Pele is
high-performing
broken.
character. She wasn't in the top ban list, so she probably should have been hit harder than this. But we were largely focused on like keeping this super intense nerfs for like this matters, but like it's not the same level of some of the other characters we saw. She was definitely really doing well with the strength adjustment changes, both her aspect and her non-aspect version. And this should just take again the edge off of things. Make her so when she triggers Everlasting Flame, it's not as
Serrated should be nerfed.
Scale of Eruption, which is
100% should be
pseudo
nerfed.
moved.
And
Princess
Oathsworn
Bari,
Sword should see
gonna be
a
seeing
nerf too.
Nerf here to Reverend Steps, the
Bari.
3,
Okay, good nerf
decreasing
to
the
Bari.
strength scaling, and then Spirit's Cadence, decreasing the pulse strength scaling and the final hit strength scaling.
Yep,
as well.
another character that's been on the ban list for a while.
Yep.
Taking
Good
a
nerf.
ton of strength scaling
Good
off
nerf.
through basically the whole kit. So 20% strength scaling off through 3 is really impactful, especially with how frequently she casts
Yeah,
that ability.
that's a big nerf.
Spirit-
I
we're
think
generally
Bari
seeing
will
her
be in a
see
good
more
spot after
success
this.
in the strength, like, kind of
I think the big
carry,
issue with Bari is she can heal while her ultimate is going off.
Next, and I think this
Like
might
her
be our
ultimate
last
doesn't
one
stop her
for
from healing
Josh.
like Aegis
Yeah.
She
does,
was
which is
the
broken.
one that's been at the top for the longest and has received
Yes.
the most nerfs. And
Kali's
so
been top banned
the-
for a long time.
our hope is that this addresses that.
Wow.
Nimble Strike is losing a lot of the base heal, so you're not just going to be able to heal up as much for just landing on a target that's full health. You actually have to try and find targets that are lower health. And Destruction, this is this actually got a slight buff when we ported her to Smite 2 because we increased the tick rate, and increasing the tick rate meant that she actually got more ticks per rank properly where she
wow,
didn't
yeah.
before. So now this the contribution here matters a lot, and also that it builds up Rupture, which
That's actually a pretty big nerf to Kali. They didn't nerf
That is
her
it for our God
aspect at all.
changes. We do have one item
Oh, wait,
change, as
never
you mentioned
mind.
earlier.
The passive will be her
Serrated Edge
aspect.
has been the hotness for a lot of people
Good
over
nerf.
the past couple of weeks that I've been seeing.
Good
So we're
nerf.
going to be seeing a nerf, increasing the cost and decreasing the lifesteal.
Yeah, this is one where we've just seen just people building it a lot more frequently. It's one of those items that has a lot of really base lifesteal and a lot of base strength that if you rush it early, especially, it can be really impactful. Upping the cost make it harder to rush early, and you're decreasing the lifesteal of it being that impactful.
Yeah. All right, and that is it for the list. For
Still strongest
Open
strength item in the
Beta
game, right?
14 balance.
In terms of, like,
as we mentioned
highest
earlier,
strength,
a little
yes.
bit lighter this
I
side
think,
because, Tom,
Pendulum
I know
and Oathsworn
you've been
Sword are
working
still
on
better,
a
but
lot of stuff
are
for the
better,
next
but-
update after this, correct?
Yes.
It's still going to
I
be really
can
good.
Spoil a little bit of it.
Come on, say
yeah, the big focus that I've been working on is for OB15.
Yep.
And it's one aspect
Say
of the
it.
game that we want to tackle for a while, which is just generally like healing and sustain and lifesteal in the game. We made some changes in Smite 2 to how lifesteal works. Against god damage.
Yes!
To do a lot of things with
That's what I
anti-heal,
love to
making it
hear.
Feel impactful, and it creates a weird dynamic of like. It's the kind of arms race that we tried to avoid in the past, where like
Something about healing?
it's a
Yep.
requirement to build certain things because the game is built in a certain way and it
Mm-hmm.
just limits item diversity. So we're doing a really big pass on that
Yes.
aspect of the game. I don't know how much I want to say here, but the
You can, caveat
current-
subject to change, right?
yeah, subject to change. I talked to the ambassadors about this. They're generally on board. There's a little bit of trepidation about like the intensity of how like some specific.
I wish I
things
could
get
say
shifted.
something about it.
But I think overall, I think it's going to be really good for the game.
Yeah.
I think the notes for I have right now are like 9 pages.
Yes.
And what was the count? I don't know if we're actually going to be able to get this many items in. Again, this is all subject to change, but I think there's like 9 or 10 new
Yes,
items
I was
coming
going to
into the
say
game.
upwards of 10 new items.
9 or 10 items
potentially
new
for
to the
next
game.
update, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
And a lot of stuff. So
I'm so
Yeah,
excited for
so
this.
That's again, we're focused on. We're trying to focus on all the things, trying to get you guys gods as frequently as we can.
I would say
trying to
more,
ship
but
the
I don't
goods
want
as
to. I don't
best
want to
we
spoil
can. So
anything. But
because
a
we're
lot
having
of
that big
stuff.
focus that we wanna
there's
look
some
at.
that I know you have all been, workshopping and thinking about for a long time, but we just want to make sure we take our time with it. And
Yeah,
do
take
it
our
right.
time with it, and sometimes it's even just like even if we have an idea.
Physical gem of
finding the
Gem of
right
ISO
time
for
to do
Scotty
it,
caught.
all the other
Go
parties.
f yourself,
we have.
Halos.
That's kind of why the list looks like it does. But I think overall this should generally help especially the top end level of play, see a bit more variety.
Awesome. Sweet. Well, I think that is everything that we had today to talk about for balance in terms of what's coming in Open Beta 14 on next Tuesday.